Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Today I am your host of the Breakfast Club. Welcome from wherever you're watching. We are a group of ladies who gather every Thursday and talk about all kinds of things. And we are here today talking about legacy and what are we really leaving behind. Um, I think legacy to me, it's like every generation inherits a story. When you think legacy, you think family, right? Like you're thinking that's the first thought that comes to mind. And then legacy is deciding which chapter ends with us and which ones begin because of us. So we've got a few talking points that we're going to be sharing today, and feel free to comment and join us in the conversation. And I'm going to open the floor up to the ladies and we'll get going with our topic today.
Good morning, everybody. Hi. So, legacy is such a great topic, and I touched on that myself. I think there's a little echo there.
Yeah, we're having some technology issues today.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll get through it. Like you said, it really shapes a person, not so much like you mentioned, Tina, about thinking legacy being a family, it's a brand, and that's basically what it is. It's a brand of yourself, leaving behind. For example, in my case, my background being Italian, and Nonna used to make the wonderful pizza dough, and so we bring that. That's part of our legacy, and it's a tradition that I bring forward, but then I would put a little twist into it myself, adding a different spice to it, for example, right? And then that becomes my legacy. My legacy is, meeting up with my friends every Sunday afternoon after church. It was that legacy, tradition, whatever you want to call it. It's a stamp of you to bring forward, and people remember you for that reason. Whether I wear purple today or whether I wear red, somehow we stand out, whatever color, or now I got myself in a stamp. Not a
Well,
postal
it's part of our story, it's part of,
exactly.
what we bring forward to the next generation, and then they take it and put their spin on it and carry it forward. Kind of like how we all have our own individual businesses. I didn't say that in the intro, but we're a group of ladies who are part of the same business model, and we've come together as a collective, and we come on here and we share and we collaborate and we work together to keep evolving and keep expanding and growing our business together, and just having fun and laughing and carrying on and talking about subjects that a lot of people that they can relate to. Like you said, you take a recipe and you're adding your own little flavor to it, right?
Yes,
Everybody has a little flavor on their page of
that's,
themselves. It's part of
that's
their
right.
story. That's
Yeah, some
awesome.
people walk in the room and they're so colorful, and
Yeah.
oh, she's coming, but
Yeah.
that's her, that's him, that's whomever. So that's part of their story. And
Hmm.
people, and like your business, it's like some of us are really flashy, some of us are like quiet.
Yeah.
But we're remembered that way.
Yeah. And we all were privy this week. We had a guest on another group that we belong to, where we do some strategy within our business. And we had a special guest this week, and she kind of spearheaded this topic because she was talking to us about that. So thanks, Elena, for your points on that.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I think it's about the stories that shaped us. Anybody have anything they'd like to say on the stories that shape us?
Well, I'm next on the board here, I think, so I'll go.
Okay.
And Elena opened up a can of worms there because sorry for the the expression, but referring to food as well because I can't go to a family reunion without bringing my layered salad. Like if you can't bring it, don't come. And then I remember when my we did a celebration of life for my mom, and we thought like there was people coming from New Brunswick and Montreal, and we wanted to leave them something that would remember them, remind them of my mom. And so we got together and we wrote a small book of recipes that my mom made when we were kids. And so they got to bring this back with them, and and they can use them or not. But it was interesting when we were getting together, the siblings, and we would say, remember those fish cakes mom used to make? And maybe two of my siblings would go, she made fish cakes? And yet the other two would go, yeah, remember we put that sauce on, and 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 then the next recipe was the same, but the other person would remember, the others wouldn't. It was kind of cool. And then looking back, another generation further, we had a great aunt who made this amazing macaroni salad. I know macaroni salad is macaroni salad, but she had this special recipe. Now, my sister brought this to our last gathering, and so then again, it brings us back to the legacy that they left, right? And so, and again, we always laugh because we're always saying, I don't think she gave us the whole recipe because it never tastes exactly like hers, but it makes a great conversation. And but bringing this subject back to the maybe to the business or whatever you think success is, that part is definitely temporary because it's not going to live forever. But part of that impact is the legacy that we'll leave, right? So we have a great legacy in this business where we can definitely make an impact for our children and our grandchildren. So I think it's worth all the time and effort that we are putting in this business because not too many JOBs offer that. So thank you very much. And hello, everyone. I always forget to say hello to
I
the
know.
viewers.
I do
Good
too.
morning, everyone. I'll say good morning now.
Yeah, we have a few people watching. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy our topic today. And now, like you were saying, Jose, we pass things down to the next generation, but it gives us the opportunity to put our spin on it, like I was saying to Elena, and then the next generation, they get to do the same thing. Whether it's a recipe, it's funny how it all centers around food, right? Whether it's a recipe or something else. So now we'll just move on to our next little talking point is are we passing down fear or freedom? Anybody want to field that one?
Yeah,
When
I'll
it
take
comes to legacy. Yeah.
yeah. Good morning, good afternoon to all the viewers, whoever is watching, wherever they are watching us right now, or whoever is going to watch the replay. I know we this echo sound is kind of coming back. Yeah, and I really like the topic that you chose today, like leaving the legacy, because usually when we talk about the legacy, we always say and we always think it's some kind of, you're leaving the property and, the material things for your kids, for your grandkids, and all that. But legacy is not only that. Legacy is only like how you live your life, right? And that life, the way you live, impacts your future generations. It's like how you handle the situations. It's like were you fear in some kind of like difficult situations, or were you still had the courage to choose what you want to choose? So that's the thing I would say here. And because even now, like today, when I'm in some kind of situation, I think about my dad, like what he would have done here, W- uh, like if he would have been here, would he leave it, or would he take challenge, and would he accept it and do it? And I still, like, sometimes when I'm in those kind of situations, I would call my mom and I would ask her, like, this is a situation, what would you do? And I still remember, like, my mom sometimes like used to say, like, your job is to do the thing and then leave it in the hands of the God, and then God will take care of it. And if you don't get the success, you try again. So that's the legacy for me. Is, yeah, of course I remember my mom's food, and I when I still go back home, I eat that and all that. But yes, the legacy is not only just the material things, but it's only like how you live your life in front of your kids. Did you make them strong enough to handle the situations, you know, or did you tell them, oh no, give it up and do something else? And so yes, I really love the topic that you chose today. So I think that's what I would do the contribution for this topic. And I know the topic is really like a lot. You can say a lot about it, but yes, I would personally, I would like to leave the freedom for my children and not the fear. Thank you so much, Tina.
Oh, thank you, Grace. You said that good. Very well. Sorry, good. Very. We're struggling between technology and words today.
I know,
Is
yeah.
it? It must be almost the end of the week, is it? Yeah, legacy isn't built in grand gestures, although some people would think that. But here it's built in ordinary conversations. And we quietly change the direction of someone's life by having those conversations, right? It's just about each generation doing better going forward, right? All right, so what do we got here? Let's go next to success is temporary, impact is legacy. We kind of touched on that. And then what are you building that outlives you? Or becoming the person future generations will thank? We'll wrap this up with Miss Pamela.
Good morning, ladies. Thank you, Tina. This is a beautiful topic you got here this morning. And when she put it up there yesterday evening, I was thinking, so many of us consider a legacy wealth. When somebody would say a business passes on, they leave it behind to their children. Hopefully, somebody is there to pick up the pieces and just carry on the legacy. Like they said, the cooking part of it. I remember my mom and I do things a lot like she used to. And there's a lot of times when I make my homemade bread, I call on mom to help me with that. Lessons that I have learned along the way. Because right from going to school and the teachers teaching us how to do things a certain way, they left their legacy with me because their lessons were in me and I'm passing them on. And the same as when I went into the workforce, every occupation that I ever went into, I took something away from that occupation. So that person was leaving something with me. When they're gone, I will remember what they did for me. So when in building this business, the two founders of this business, they have some legacy because they have touched thousands of people, approximately 300,000, somewhere along the line, around the world. Can you imagine the impact their legacy is having on the world, their lessons, the system that they brought forward to us? And I think about the song Randy Travis. It's not what you have in this world, it's what you leave behind you when you go. So if anybody is out there and you have something that you have, I know I'm a giver. I'm a volunteer. I'm a PSW. I work in tourism. So I touch a lot of lives. And then this business happened along and I'm touching people in a different way. So I'm sure when the time comes, I'm going to have someone saying, look, Pam taught me that. Or this is how she did that. Or can you remember the day we all went out and she did that? So I'm living on in someone else. And to me, that's a legacy. Thank you, ladies.
You're so right. And it's interesting that you say that because, I've had friends, family members, acquaintances say to me, oh, I remember when you said this one thing. And it was years and years ago. So that's part of my legacy.
Yes.
They remember that about me. It's my story that they're remembering. So that's part of what they remember about me. And we're not here to tell anybody how to live their lives.
Yes.
We're just simply asking better questions because better questions lead to better choices.
Yes.
And better choices become the legacy that we leave behind to our loved ones. And that's it in a nutshell. And we just want to know what you all think. What's legacy mean to you? It's interesting to hear everybody's perspective. But we're here to be the best we can be.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that's asked of us, right?
Like one
So-
one lady that we listened to a little while ago in a convention, she said, if I want to be, I have to be me.
Yes.
So if you want me, you're going to get me.
That's right. Awesome. Thanks, ladies. This was amazing. Thank you for powering through our little technical glitch. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our topic today. Stick around because there's going to be more. I'm sure, like we were saying at the beginning, we can definitely expand upon this topic for sure. There's other things
Yeah.
that we can discuss, but join us. Join us.
Thank you.
If you liked what you heard and you're following any one of us, just reach out to us anytime. Ask us any questions, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
you. Bye-bye.
Malcolm.